So I have not posted on this channel in over 2 years, and I am coming back with a very, very interesting story. It's a lot. I'm going to try to explain it in a way that makes sense to not just me, but also you. So please bear with me here, and also my cat is very cute. She's a paid actress in this video. Hey, it's Michaela. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my life during the COVID pandemic, which is still technically around. The restrictions aren't really there as much, I guess. At least not where I live, but it still definitely exists, for sure. It doesn't just magically go away, unfortunately. So it was mid to late January of 2020. I was working at McDonald's. I was actually about to start a 2-year college nursing course, February of 2020. While I was working, I was experiencing fatigue, shortness of breath. I would say maybe every few days, every other day. Just standing, I don't know why it is, but standing in one spot just made it very difficult for me. Also, at the time, the student loan for the course that I was taking, because it's like a $13,000 course, like 13,000 or 30. I think it was 30,000 to be honest. $30,000 course, and I didn't have that money, and so I didn't have my student loan yet. Still waiting to be approved. And then a week before the nursing course started, I decided I'm gonna not work now because I need to focus on school. I'll probably be back around Christmas time, say bye to them. And then a few days later, as I'm off work, I started to I had more time to think. I'm not busy working or anything like that. And it made me realize that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to pursue that career anymore. I wanted to pursue that career for so long, since 10th grade. So that would have been I would have been 15 going on 16. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Something told me no. And I think it was because the way I was feeling, fatigued, out of breath from standing. I mean, nurses, you gotta be on your feet a lot. There ain't not a whole lot of sitting there. Right? And then also, student loan was not yet approved. And something else was pulling me away, and I was just like, oh, this is not a good idea. I shouldn't take this course right now. So anyway, I backed out of that. And then I go back to work at McDonald's, not very long after. And I go back, and so many people, a lot of my coworkers, they're so confused. They're like, wait, okay, what's going on? Like, why are you coming back here? And I told them I changed my mind. And they're like, oh, okay, all right. And yeah, they're so confused. In February of 2020, so when I was basically supposed to start that course, I'm still working at McDonald's. And the experience of fatigue and shortness of breath, like me experiencing that, became more common. Like, it wasn't just every few days, it was like almost every single day. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. That's not normal. So I decided to go see my family doctor, and she takes my blood pressure and all that, and she notices that my blood pressure is very low. And she's like, okay, like, you have low blood pressure. And something else I actually want to add on to this. This is something I've known since I was a kid. I am a carrier of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Carriers, are typically women. And if you have a son, they would typically, there's a 50-50 chance that they will have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And basically that is a disease where your muscles slowly get weaker and weaker over time. And typically this happens to boys, who are, their mother's a carrier. They'll typically end up in a wheelchair. And the sad thing about this disease is the life expectancy is usually 14. So my older brother, he has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, unfortunately. The sad thing about this disease is that he's not in a wheelchair anymore. He's now bedbound. He actually has to live off of a ventilator. If he doesn't have a ventilator, he can't really breathe on his own. It's really sad. So the thing is about carriers is when you have a son, there's a 50% chance they're going to have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And if you have a daughter, then there's a chance that I don't know what percentage it is, but there's a chance that they will be a carrier. So going back to the doctor, so she said that I have low blood pressure, so she's like, you need to have more salt, you need to have more water. And I guess having low blood pressure is very common for Duchenne muscular dystrophy carriers. So now we're going on to the next month. So March 2020, I'm still working at McDonald's. And actually I was around March 13th at 2 p.m. was the beginning of my 1-week staycation. I say staycation because it was definitely not a vacation because I didn't go anywhere. But I guess it was a vacation from work. But a staycation is stay home and relax. But of course, the pandemic is starting to pick up. People are talking about it. We're all having to wipe stuff down. Masks aren't really a thing yet though. But yeah, so I'm on my 1-week staycation, and actually during that week, the family doctor, she actually reached out to my mom and said that I'm being referred to a cardiologist. And then, so my week off, my staycation actually turned into a until further notice. So basically I was off for quite a while. So I'm waiting to see the cardiologist. April of 2020, right? I'm still waiting to see the cardiologist. And actually at this point I joined a multi-level marketing company called Total Life Changes. So multi-level marketing company, network marketing companies. Basically, it's kind of like Arbonne. It works very much like that. So I finally have my first appointment with the cardiologist around, I'm going to say April of 2020. And so basically they're just getting to know me, a situation. And then after that appointment, I'm basically waiting on the next appointment for the testing to see like if I have any heart conditions, any heart problems. And then around, I think April or May of 2020, oh no, I think it was April, I downloaded TikTok. And I didn't really use it very much. It was just kind of just there. I just like had it. And I would post videos like every once in a while, but like I wouldn't really use it very much, like very rarely. And then around May of 2020, got a creepy phone call. So I'm waiting on the next appointment with the cardiologist at this point and promoting this multi-level marketing company, Total Life Changes. But also, I was selling a bunch of stuff on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. And one day in May, this man reaches out to me, and it's from a no caller ID number. I should have already known that this was gonna be something creepy. But anyway, basically he's asking about Kijiji listing like a prom dress, and I took that post down months ago, and that honestly should have clicked. Like I took that down. Like I don't know what you're talking about, but I just went with it because I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I kind of want to sell this dress. I still have it. The post isn't there, but I still have it. And then eventually this dude flips on a switch and threatens to come to my house and do inappropriate things to me without my consent, if you catch my drift. I don't want to say it, but you know. But yeah, that was kind of creepy. And then like a month or a couple months after that happened, I eventually had my appointment with the cardiologist. They did some tests on me, they did a stress test, all that stuff. And there was nothing wrong with my heart, they said. They're like, no, like your heart's fine, everything's working okay. My mom was also she was at all these appointments with me because I was like very shy and like kind of afraid of like doctors and talking to them. And she's like, oh, that's really weird. And then the cardiologist was like, maybe it's something neurological. Like maybe I would suggest getting referred to a neurologist. So that's what happened. And I literally have this whole list. Like if I don't, like I promise I'm not making any of this up. Like I wish this all wasn't true, but like it is. And I just wanted to share it with you in case you were bored. So yep, so I'm getting referred to a neurologist, and then at this point I'm telling McDonald's, you know, just because of the way I was feeling, like it obviously is not normal, and even if it had nothing to do with the heart, I let them know. I was like, I gotta go find a new job. Like I can't come back, unfortunately. And they were like, okay, like I understand. And then around, I can't remember if it was June or July, but so my boyfriend and I were renting this basement apartment, and we were actually living in like the landlord's basement, but like we had our own kitchen and everything. Around this time, I don't know, June or July of 2020, the landlord basically, we all like met like outside, and he talked to us, and he was basically saying like, really sorry to do this. And we like, I was thinking that it was going to be like rent increase because like COVID and everything, but instead he was basically just like, unfortunately, like you guys are gonna have to find a new place, because his wife, she is a 6-figure earner. Where we were like downstairs, she needed office space because she was working in like the kitchen. So basically they were evicting us so they could have office space, so his wife could have office space, because they have kids, and she was working in the kitchen basically, and it was just too much because everybody's home, the noise and everything, and it was like she couldn't risk losing that job because, again, 6 figures, right? Basically booted out. Now it wasn't right away. Like he said, like, you know, I'll give you guys some time, I'll even help you guys find a place. And it was like, you know, that sucks. But like, okay. So around like, I would say like probably mid to late July, I had an interview because I applied for a new job, and I had an interview and I got the job. And I had to tell them, because it was working from home, like the Wi-Fi wasn't very good at where we were living at the time, like in the landlord's basement. So I let them know, like, we're gonna be moving somewhere new soon that will have better Wi-Fi, which is true. So we moved into the place we are right now, August 1st of 2020. And I don't know why I'm looking here, I already know. So later in August of 2020, like I actually remember the exact date, August 24th of 2020, I started a new job. I actually still work there to this day. Customer service on the phone for a shipping company. And this was not in a call center. This is typically a call center job, but it was from home because they didn't have like anybody in the office just because of COVID. So I was literally working and sleeping in the same room, which would not recommend, but I made it work. Gotta pay them bills. So around September of 2020, my younger brother was supposed to go back to school, but he was actually not able to because my older brother, the one with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, he is immune compromised, so he was not able to get a vaccine at the time because that wasn't around yet. They were still, working on it. So because of that, my brother was not able to go back to public school. So I actually offered to homeschool him, and that started, I would say, like late September, early October of 2020. So I started homeschooling him on top of working a full-time on-phone customer service job. I was busy. Yeah, very busy. Oh, and another thing, that same month, October of 2020, I was still promoting the Total Life Changes multi-level marketing company. Yeah. Around December of 2020, like more around Christmas time, like more like the very end of the year, I started to feel very burnt out, working 40 hours a week customer service job from home, in the same room where I sleep, and homeschooling my brother. Like, whoo, it was like starting to get to me. But I was kind of just like, you know what, I'm just gonna push through. I'm gonna push through. So I pushed through. Around January of 2021, that's when I really started to feel burnt out. And actually, there came a point where I left the multi-level marketing company I was in, Total Life Changes. I was kind of slowly leaving it anyway. Like, it went from join my team to, these products are pretty cool, like try the products. And I just became just about the products. And then eventually I realized, this is not making me any money. It's costing me more money than it's making me money. So I just left. I was like, this is not for me. This is not something I want to do. So I left. Eventually, around March of 2021, I started to feel very, very burnt out from working a full-time job, homeschooling my brother. It started to be a lot for me. Like, my anxiety was it was not good. Like, I was having panic attacks a lot, and like, it became so overwhelming that I booked a doctor's appointment. I got a note from my doctor basically telling work that I need to take time off for medical reasons. Because obviously, I don't know, something's not right. I mean, technically, like, I have an anxiety disorder, so like, that is technically medical. It's not a lie. It is a medical condition. It's not physical, but mental. Brain's very important. People don't realize that. Well, any mental conditions, you can't just snap out of it, just like physical conditions, right? So, So another thing that happened that same month, still homeschool my brother. I'm just not working 40 hours this time, which I was kind of like relieved. Oh my gosh. And then the same month, I also got more consistent on TikTok. I had more time, and I just started scrolling on TikTok a lot. I posted some more, and I just got really into it. And then around April of 2021, I believe, I just eventually had to stop homeschooling my brother. Maybe it was May. I don't know. But anyway, I had to stop homeschooling my brother. It was just becoming way too much for me. But thankfully, my older brother with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, he got vaccinated, so that was good. And then I actually got vaccinated not very long after my boyfriend and I, and actually everybody in this house was vaccinated. And so my younger brother, he went back to public school. It's kind of like, okay, good, I don't have to feel so horrible, because I just lost motivation for everything. It went from anxiety to depression. Like, I just became so depressed. And around July of 2021, I went back to work, and then I went back off of work not very long after being back, sadly. And then basically the rest of 2021 after that, and like to now, I'm on and off work. I've been on and off work ever since. It seems to be kind of a pattern I'm realizing now. And actually earlier in September of 2022, or this year I should say, I almost got scammed by a fake job with a fake check. And I can tell you a whole story about that. I can make a video about that. I actually made a TikTok about it, but if you want me to go into more detail on YouTube, I can definitely do that. And recently, here's an update, I went back to work. So I'm actually back at work right now, and we shall see how it goes. But another thing I wanted to add is that, now, I should knock on wood. There's a desk right here, so. I never got COVID. My boyfriend got COVID, but I tested negative. I took so many different tests when he got it, and I never got it. So, knock on wood, COVID's not gone. But anyway, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely like the video if you liked it. Comment your thoughts about all these different stories. If you want me to elaborate on some of the little stories that happen within this catastrophe, subscribe. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.